Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back with you guys with another PrizePicks soccer video for the Women's World Cup, and we have reached the knockout stages. So I have two plays for you guys for the upcoming Sweden versus USA game, and the first prop I have for you guys is Filippa Angeldal over 47.5 passes attempted, as well as Julie Ertz over 40.5 passes attempted. So let's get into it. So I kind of want to show you guys how they're going to line up formation based and formation wise. So pretty much USA standard 4-4-3. They're just stuck into that formation the way that the coach wants to play. He wants to be able to control the tempo, control the pace of the game, and to be able to control the midfield. And they've been doing a really poor job of that. And they're facing a big loss. They have Rose Lavelle, who is one of their most creative midfielders and one of the midfielders that kind of is the best at providing service to the front three of Williams, Morgan, and Smith. And she's out, so they're going to have to find a way to get creative in the midfield. And I think one of the ways that they can go about doing that is to be able to move Julie Ertz up to the midfield and maybe swamp out Sullivan out and put Ertz up top, and then put one of their center backs that they carry on the roster. Let me see. I don't think they have their bench up. Let me go back to, let's go to their squad. So defenders. So Elena Cook right here. So they can swamp Elena Cook in that spot and then move Julie Ertz up to be kind of like a CDM or just a defensive midfielder or like a holding midfielder. So that can work out in their favor as well too, because that will be able to give them control of the game. And against Sweden, they have a really good midfield with Aslani and Randolfo and Kierner. So I really like their midfield three. Really is a midfield five. As you can see, they have two holding midfielders and Angeldal, and that's one of our plays as well. And she's kind of like a holding midfielder to the back four. So if USA is to ever pressure them into trying to press them and try to get the ball out and try to get them to force into mistakes, she's like a safety valve, and you could pass it to her or you can pass it to Rubinson, and then you can also get these little easy 1-2 passes from Rubinson to Angeldal. So I like that as well. So both of these props I really like, just based on a position. And then also as well, I think this game has potential to go the full 90 minutes as well as extra stoppage time to be able to decide a winner. And it could also potentially go to penalty kicks. So I think the game goes to distance, and if the game goes to distance, if both of them survive substitutes, they should be able to both soar over those little those lines. And I think that's what they don't really account for too much in a lot of these matchups, is they think that everything is going to be decided in regulation. But if these two avoid subs, then they should be good. I know with Angeldal, she's really a risk of sub risk, because I think it was one game she played earlier. Let me see if I can go back. So she only played 2 games in the divisional, or in the group stage. I don't know why I said divisional, but group stage. And she played against South Africa, and she played against Italy. And in the game against Italy, I think this is the game against Italy, she played a full 90. So she played a full 90 minutes, and she got 60 passes, 47. You don't get credited for the accurate passes, but you get accredited for the attempted passes, as is stated, attempted passes. So not too much worried about the front number, is just more the back number, so the total number or attempts. So she had 60. And then another thing I also really like to look at too is the heat map. So heat map really shows basically like where she is receiving passes, or wherever she's like her work rate, where is she going and doing the most work at on the field. And as you see here, the red shows like the really concentrated areas of where she is most of the time. And then these faint like yellow marks are kind of like where she is from, where she's moving around, based on if they're on the attacking side or if they're defending, where she would really line up at. So she's pretty much in this middle of the midfield right here. And then she's also down this right hand side. So she does a lot of her work down the right hand side. So you can see her getting a lot of passes, linking up with Jonah and Bourne as well. So I really like that as well. And one thing about USA that I've noticed in a lot of their matches so far, the 3 matches that they've had so far, is they allow the opponent to kind of dictate the midfield and be able to control the game, because they don't really keep possession that well as you would think for a USA team. And then if you guys can see this, so these are the top possession teams in the tournament so far. And as you know, like Spain, they're always a super dominant side. England as well. That's my favorite team in the tournament is England. I think they're gonna win it all. But yeah, so Sweden, they're 8th in all of the teams in the tournament in possession at 57.9%, and then USA is all the way at 50%. So they're like I said, they're middle of the pack. They're average. So I think Sweden should dominate possession, and then when they're out of possession, I think that's where Julie Ertz can get a lot of those 1-2 passes and try to be creative and get progressive passes. But looking into their scouting reports, both of them, so with Julie Ertz, she averages live ball. So this means basically when the ball is in play, just free flowing, in game flow. She averages 49.67 passes per game, and attempted is 52. So out of the 52 attempted, 49 of those are live balls, so meaning in play, and then dead ball is like, if it was a free kick, or if it was like a set, pretty much a free kick is a set piece. So like anytime they stop play, whether it's like a foul where, let's say one of her teammates is running down the pitch and she gets fouled, it gets tripped up, that results in a free kick. So it's just a free kick. So you always want, when you're taking attempted passes, you want that bonus of throw-ins too as well. So if they like kick the ball out of bounds to like the side out of bounds, then she gets throw-ins as well. So she takes 0.33. So she's in the 61st percentile and throw-ins. So she gets a couple of those, but she also gets about 4 passes easily off of just dead ball passes, whether it's free kick or just like I said, throw-in. So that's a boost to her as well. And then she only has to get 40, so she gets 20. Well, she has to get 41, so she gets 20 and 21. She should be able to go over that line as well. So I really like that for her. And then also look at Philippa. So with her, and this is kind of just overall, I know in the Euros she didn't play too much, so I don't want to kind of use those stats because it is a national team stat, so I like to use that as kind of useful. But I don't think she played as much as she's played in the tournament this year, so I kind of want to use just current stuff. And this is basically just a roundup of the last year of all the competitions that she's been in, like combined. So it kind of gives you a good overall profile on what type of player she is. So with her passes, she's right on the button too. She attempts 47.87, so it bumps up to about 48 on average, and she completes 40 of those 47. So she's super accurate as well. But let's look at her pass type. So with her pass type, she gets 1 dead ball pass out of those 47, which 46 of those is live ball passes. She doesn't get the benefit or the luxury of a lot of throw-ins. Like she's in a 68th percentile in throw-ins, so that's okay, but it's not great. So with her, everything gonna have to come through the game, the flow of the game flow. So, but she is good at shot creating action. So she's good at being able to progress the ball forward to get into assist. She has a little assist potential as well, to be able to get assists to her teammates and pass the ball, like you see right here. She's in the 96th percentile and passes into the penalty area, and then also passes into the final third, meaning the attacking half of the field. So, and then she averages 7.3 progressive passes. So progressive passes meaning passes going forward. So those are the two that I really like between Ertz and Philippa. So those are my two. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next round of knockout stage games.